Hey guys, so I've been playing Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon the past few days and thought I'd post a quick video preview covering everything new that we can talk about. And in this case, everything means just about the entirety of the first two mansions plus a little of the fourth one. Yeah, I wish we could talk about more too, but it's Nintendo's rules, you know. And those same rules limit how much footage I can show, so please keep in mind that it may not always match up perfectly. So in case you're not up to speed, the normally friendly ghosts of Evershade Valley have gone mad following King Boo's destruction of the Dark Moon. This causes Professor Egad, who's been studying the ghost, to put Luigi back in ghost hunting detail, but this time that includes exploring 5 different mansions in order to retrieve a piece of the Dark Moon from each one. Yep, I said 5 mansions, and that's probably where Dark Moon differs the most from the original Luigi's Mansion. No longer are you confined to just one mansion, now you'll work your way from one to the next by completing a set of missions in each one. And each time you'll be given a different objective by Egad, whether it's to find any number of specific objects, hunt down a particular ghost, or retrieve one of his toad assistants who've been trapped within the confines of a painting. Now to free the toads, you'll need to make use of one of your new abilities, the Dark Light. This rainbow-colored beam allows you to reveal objects that have been rendered invisible by something known as spirit balls. Usually these objects are completely invisible, forcing you to rely on environmental clues to figure out where they might be, like say a missing section of track or a dead end where a door should be. Once you've revealed something, you'll need to quickly suck up the spirit balls before they return to the object, rendering it invisible once again. Fortunately, the possessed paintings that toads are trapped within are a little easier to deal with, since they're not usually invisible and thus don't have any spirit balls to deal with. But that doesn't mean the entire toad process is painless. You see, once you've rescued a toad, you'll have to guide him back to one of Egad's teleporters, but it's not quite as easy as it sounds. Because for one, there's usually several tricky puzzles along the way that necessitates using Toad in clever ways, which often requires launching him from the business end of your vacuum so you can reach some otherwise unreachable areas. Another factor is that these toads often come complete with their own set of phobias, like being afraid of water. And if the toads come across anything they fear, including ghosts, they'll run around like a chicken with its head cut off until you get the situation under control and calm them down. By what else? Blinding them with your flashlight, of course. Yep, Luigi's all about the tough love. So you'll often have to find alternate ways around these obstacles whenever you have a toad in tow. But rescuing toads and completing objectives aren't the only things you'll be doing mission to mission. For one, there's a Boo lurking in nearly every mission, but they just love to play hide and seek by lurking within invisible objects. So in order to find them, you'll once again have to rely on your Dark Light to not only reveal their initial hiding location, but even to track them down once you've found them as they'll venture around the room invisibly. And it's well worth your time to track them down, as you unlock for each mansion that you find them all in. Speaking of unlocking things, another addition to the game is the ability to earn upgrades for your equipment between levels, such as improving the strength of your vacuum or increasing the length of time that you can use the Dark Light for before it recharges. Now the upgrades do come in a set order, so there's no room for customization, but you'll still want to search every nook and cranny to amass enough cash to better your odds against the ghost army. And during your search, you may also stumble upon gold dog bones. These basically act as lives, with the catch being that they only work within the mission you found it in, as they won't carry over to the next one. So as long as you have one of these puppies, an actual puppy called Poulter Pup will come and revive you if you run out of health. How nice. Now you'll also encounter Poulter Pup a few other times throughout the game, usually when you steal something you need. How not so nice. In these cases, you'll again use the Dark Light to reveal the tracks he'd left that you can use to locate him and take back what's rightfully yours. Needless to say, there's a lot of different gameplay mechanics here, including quite a few later in the game I still can't talk about. But based on what I can talk about for this preview, Dark Moon is shaping up to be a very promising adventure. And if you'd like even more of my thoughts on the game, make sure to stay tuned for a full review going up on March 21st at 10 AM Pacific time. But in the meantime, if you have any burning questions, post them in the comments, as I'll be making a video to answer them in the very near future. Thanks for watching, and make sure to stay tuned to GameXplain.com for lots more on Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon over the coming weeks and other things gaming too.